What is up, my two followers? um, these are my ramblings of a madman, and pretty much for my record to prove I predict a lot of shit. Um, okay, so Joe Biden watched the presidential debate, and I still have tons of videos I want to do. I just don't care anymore. I don't know. So much shit's going on. Joe Biden is a pussy. He is. I watched the debate. He had so many chances to call out Trump for his lies, his coronavirus response, his racist rhetoric. I mean, just everything. And he did an okay job. He stumbled a lot. Um, but he just doesn't have a fight in him, just like every other Democrat. Democrats are the biggest pussies I've ever seen when it comes to politics. I mean, Republicans literally make up conspiracy theories all day long. All they do is bash their opponents all day long. They, call them names. They make shit up about them. They put out ads with the shit that they made up about them. And Democrats just sit there and take it. They're just like, Trump's lying again. Oh, I'm just going to fucking sit here. It's like, Trump's lying. Call him out every single time he lies. Like, it is so simple to do this. I don't understand. I was watching the debate while I was driving around, like not watching, but listening to it. It was horrible. Trump wouldn't shut the fuck up, which we knew was going to happen. I mean, that's who Trump is. We knew he was going to attack. And fucking, I knew Joe Biden wouldn't do anything. Like, he would start asking it, like answering a question, and then Trump would interrupt, and Biden would just sit there and like, well, you shut up, man, you clown. And it's like, dude, just call him out on the lies. When you get your chance to speak, like, just call him out on all his bullshit. Like, dude, you're on tape lying about COVID-19. All these people are dead now. Real simple shit. And what proves it the most is Trump today or yesterday now got COVID-19, which I said he would, that he would eventually get it. He's not wearing a mask. He's running around doing all this shit. The chances are he's eventually going to get it. And I'm going to laugh. And I'm happy as fuck. I hope he dies. I truly do. I truly hope he fucking dies. I'm pretty much praying for it. He deserves to die. His own CDC and every single study done proves that if he acted in January, the day he was briefed, it was like January 26th, 28th, less than fucking, 30 to 40,000 people would be dead. If he acted in February, even late February, like the third week of February, less than 60,000 people would be dead. And even if he acted in the first 2 weeks of March, less than 100,000 people would be dead. It's like less than 90 or 80,000 people would be dead. He waited until mid to late March, and it was only after this. And I called this out too. I didn't have a channel going at the time, but I was sitting here at the house like, he's going to wait till the stock market crashes. And that's the only thing. That's what he's doing. He's lying. I called it all out in like fucking January. I was like, this is going to blow up. Trump's not going to do anything. He's going to be lazy. He's going to wait for a cure. He's going to make excuses, blame the Democrats. He's done it all. That's why I started this, was literally to call shit out and fucking so people can see. I mean, this is easy. I get so mad watching, the left-wing media, because they're like, I mean, what are they doing? What are these Republicans thinking? Are you not paying attention? They're thinking about lying to get their base to vote against you. That's all it is. Like, well, I wonder why Republicans won't wear a mask, because they're following Trump to get reelected. They don't care. They all know behind closed doors Trump is a fucking lunatic, and they all know their Republican base is retarded. They know this. They make fun of you people. Trump himself has called y'all stupid to your face. I love you, poorly educated. And you retards, woo, yeah, poorly educated. That's me. I'm stupid. You're fucking dumb. And so here we are. Trump, told people it's a hoax. And now he's infected by his hoax. And I hope he fucking dies. Because of him, we have all these deaths. While other countries immediately took action, their leaders said, we got to listen to the scientists. I'm stepping back. I'm going to let them run the country on this. And their scientists and doctors were like, we need to wear masks. We need to do this. We need to be sanitizing. We need to shut stuff down for 60 days. 60 days, shut it down, wear a mask. Some countries, people didn't even leave their house. Like, they had groceries delivered, or they would have rotation days where certain blocks and certain cities were able to go get food. And they defeated this shit months ago. Like, most of these countries have like 10 deaths a day, maybe. Canada has 0 deaths a day. We're not even allowed into Canada. Like fucking, I mean, it's ridiculous because we have half this country who, to this day, if you go to a Trump rally, I mean, there's videos of it. What do you believe about coronavirus? It's a hoax. It's a hoax. I think it's fake. It ain't as deadly as they say. It's a hoax. Like, it's no more deadly than the flu. Well, that's not true. Even Trump is on audio admitting it has a 4 to 5% death rate, and in the U.S. it's like 6%. It's just insane to me that this is the world we live in, and we've been talking a lot about eventually when we get the money up to buy some property and literally just cutting ties with anyone in the country besides like our family shit and then our businesses. And that's it. Like, we're going to prepare for retard America, like idiocracy. That's where we're going. Is we're in a world now where Trump can literally be on audio admitting the truth and people will still believe what they want to believe, because it makes no sense to me when Trump is like, oh yeah, but Bob Woodward, it's really deadly, and I'm lying about it. I'm purposely downplaying it, and people hear that and they're like, oh, who gives a shit? No, man, it's a hoax. Like, that's the person that told, like, and this is the thing that makes me mad because people are using this excuse now, like, he didn't want to scare people, he didn't want to cause a panic. He caused a panic anyway because people started dropping dead everywhere and fucking businesses were closing down, and we weren't getting any information except for from the local governments because the fucking Trump administration just kept lying. That's all they do is lie. I mean, fucking, it's ridiculous. And so all these people are fucking brainwashed to the core, and that's a lot to do with Fox News. And Fox, I mean, there's like 2 or 3 journalists left on Fox News, and the whole other part of the channel is fucking opinionated journalists. This year, both Sean Hannity and Tucker Carlson were sued, and they won by admitting under oath that they are not journalists. They are not giving people the facts, even though it says Fox News at the bottom. They are giving people their opinions, and that they both said under oath, if people are so stupid and they're dumb enough to listen to me and take what I'm saying as a pure fact, they're stupid. Sean Hannity did an interview, and I believe it was with Bob Woodward, who called him one of the biggest threats to this country besides Trump. And he goes, you think I'm a big threat? And he goes, because you have a TV show, you have a platform where you could tell the truth, and you tell people conspiracy theories and lies that damage the country. And now, you have tens of millions of followers repeating what you say, and it's not true. And he's like, well, I don't believe my followers believe what I say. I believe that they like the entertainment. And if they truly believe what I say, then they're really stupid. They do. And he knows it, because behind closed doors, these people are all talking about how crazy Trump is. They've been doing it for years. They go home after they get off the phone with Trump rambling, and they're like, dude, he's fucking nuts. Like, they know this. They do it for money. That's why there's all these YouTubers, these conservative rappers coming out. Like, a lot of these people know deep down Trump's a racist piece of shit con man, but they do it for money. They don't care because they got money. They can go to their mansion or their property and disappear. They could leave the country. I mean, it's fucking ridiculous. We've been thinking about doing that too. Like, literally, like, because this isn't going to go away for years until all the baby boomers die off, which is a big portion of the Republican base. We're going to be in a society of right-wing extremists, white nationalists, neo-Nazis, white supremacists running the government. I mean, Trump at the debate straight up called to arms the white supremacist group, the Proud Boys. Well, I don't know if they're more of an extremist group, not necessarily white supremacists, but they're an extremist group. They're rated under Trump's own administration and the FBI as a domestic terrorist organization. And he told them to stand by. Their new logo has that on there, PB and stand back, stand by. That's their new logo. Then back to Biden. Trump gets coronavirus, and Biden, for some reason, Democrats always want to take the high road, and it does not work. It does not work. Oh, we're going to take the high road because in the future, they're going to look back and realize we were the good people. We took the high road. There might not even be a future of this country if you keep doing this shit. Like, straight up. Like, I don't support a lot of Democrats at all. They want to take guns away. They refuse to even call out Antifa. Like, it's the easiest thing to do. Like, on the debate, Trump's like, we need to call out Antifa. Call out Antifa, Joe. And Joe Biden's like, Antifa's an idea, not an organization. No, it is. It's both an idea and it really is an organization. They've done interviews with Antifa. They are an organization. They are well organized. So to not be able to call them out because somehow you think they don't fucking vote. They're not going to vote for you. These people burning down fucking villages and towns and businesses, they're not voting. They're not going to fucking register to vote and take. They don't even work. How are they fucking protesting every day? It's fucking stupid. I wish I could fucking go out and run around and burn shit down all day. That'd be fun. Woo, I'm burning shit down. I mean, where's the money coming from? It ain't, and that's the other thing. It's not George Soros paying these people. I've done the math. He would have to have, it's like fucking $60 trillion. And I mean, right now he'd be up above 100 trillion. There's the whole entire world money is like $96 trillion, 92 trillion. If we took every dollar in the entire world and put it in a bank account, it's like 92 to 96 trillion. It's under 100 trillion globally. You do the math of all these protesters, and Trump and Republicans say they get paid 1,200, 1,600 each. We're talking, there's been thousands of protests over the years, thousands of people in each of these protests, all getting paid thousands of dollars each. We're talking tens of trillions of dollars. Like, I mean, this is fucking, it's crazy. It is fucking insane. I mean, there's 96 trillion to 100 trillion globally money, and the U.S. owes almost 30 trillion of that in debt. Like, that's fucking scary. Like, there's 100 trillion globally, and about 27 trillion of it now is U.S. debt to China. Most of it's to China. They buy U.S. bonds. That's what it is. When you buy a bond, you're buying U.S. debt, fronting them money with a guaranteed payback after an extended amount of years, and you can turn that bond in at any time. But if you wait till a certain time, you get the full amount, guaranteed, all the interest, and they have to pay you. So Trump gets coronavirus. I keep going off because I got a lot to talk about. Trump gets coronavirus. Thank God. I hope he fucking dies. And this is the other thing too. This administration lies so much. So they said Trump was the healthiest man ever to live. Oh, he's healthy. He's going to live to be 200. Oh, he's so healthy. Obama literally had fucking abs, and he still to this day hikes mountains and shit, rode bikes, ran, jogged. Trump can't even fucking walk with the world leaders, has to ride in a golf cart. Okay, they said he's 244 pounds. That's not true. He's at least 300. Like, and my girlfriend laughs about this because she was 250 pounds at one point, and she's like, "There's no way that man that tall with that belly is 244 pounds." She's smaller and she looked thinner than fucking Trump does, and she was 240, 250 pounds, and fucking she's not anymore, but she was. She's like, "No, there's no way." So they lie about his health. They told us that his, random visit to Walter Reed months ago was a routine checkup early, and fucking they're saying, oh, he has coronavirus. Well, he has mild symptoms, because first it was he's going to stay at the White House. Hours later, they're literally like, oh, he has mild symptoms. When they say he has mild symptoms, they mean he's starting to get severe symptoms, because they're liars. That's what they do. They lie about everything. They downplay everything. That's what they do. If Trump literally just had mild symptoms like a light fever, some headaches, coughing, they would say he had no symptoms. Trump's tough. He's asymptomatic. I mean, Rodney or whatever his name is, Ronnie, the fucking doctor who said he was the healthiest human on earth, he tweeted out Trump's fucking asymptomatic. Well, how are you asymptomatic than showing symptoms? So lie 1, 2, 3. I don't think he works in the White House anymore, but if he had mild symptoms, they wouldn't say he had symptoms at all. They would say he has no symptoms, he's doing fine. When they say he has mild symptoms and they fucking chopper him out in Marine One to fucking Walter Reed, that means he's starting to get severe symptoms. And then they have him on a fucking research medication. And this is funny too. This is the other thing. Remember, hydroxychloroquine's the cure. Well, if hydroxychloroquine's the cure, then why isn't he now taking hydroxychloroquine? He said he took it before, which I don't believe he did. I think he just said that because him and a bunch of people, if you trace the money back, bought shares into the French company that makes hydroxychloroquine. So I think they were trying to make a bunch of profit from it and getting their retard base to fucking buy it. If it's a cure, then why isn't Trump at the White House taking hydroxychloroquine to cure himself? So, I mean, he keeps proving he's a con man and a liar over and over. It's a hoax. Well, now he's sick with the hoax and he's transferred to the hospital. So it's obviously not a hoax. I mean, we all know this if you got a brain. Hydroxychloroquine's a cure. Well, why isn't he taking that? So he's taking this new research medication that's not even approved by the FDA yet. You're allowed to take it if you sign a waiver, and he's the president, so he can, if he wants to take it, which means, one or two or maybe three things. Like there's really promising results with this antibody medication that he's taken. And so he's taking it without it being approved by the FDA because all the results that are coming back so far are positive, even though we still don't know what the total side effects are or anything. I mean, it makes sense the way that it works. The medication, I can't remember what it's called, but it's extreme antibodies are pumping into your body, making your body pretend that it's sick or some shit, but it's giving you antibodies to fight off infections is what it's doing. Like if you got a cold and your body starts developing antibodies, they're just pumping you full of antibodies. So they're using that arm because it is so serious, they don't know what else to do. And I mean, they could have, when he got on it's all propaganda. Like when he held the Bible up in front of the church and, used the army to fucking clear out protesters, which is unconstitutional and illegal, which every single, military leader has said they did not like what they saw. It could be both. I don't know which one because we're not going to get the facts from this administration. I could see Trump being dead and them being like, oh, he's still alive, like some North Korea type shit. But either the medication is showing really and this is what one of the doctors I was listening to, if it's showing this much promise that the president's taking it to survive, why isn't it out? Why isn't it approved? And why can't the American public get it? Just like the rapid test. They've had it for, 4 or 5 months now, and they're just now distributing 6 million rapid tests or 10 million a week up to 150 million. That's not going to work. You have to pump out 150 million altogether. Like you have to test everyone, and anyone who's infected has to be, quarantined or isolated. Or he's showing such severe symptoms already, and they fucking powdered him and put makeup on and said, sir, we got to get you to the hospital and we're going to make you look good, fucking, hey, I'm doing good, I'm going to the hospital, guys, don't worry. And then, he walks to the fucking chopper, and then as soon as he gets in there, he's like, oh my God, I'm dying. Like, so either it's promising, which is a good thing, except for I don't want Trump to live because he's a piece of shit and deserves to die for all the American lives he's ruined and destroyed the country and the white supremacist shit and all that. Or he is in such bad condition that when they say mild, I know they mean severe because they're just liars. They wouldn't even tell us he had symptoms if it was really mild. They would say he's asymptomatic. He's not showing any symptoms if it was really mild. So I think it's going to get severe. I think that's what they're seeing already because his health it isn't good. He's old. He's 73, 74. He's got, heart problems. He's got cholesterol problems. He's got dementia, Alzheimer's problems. He's got weight problems. All this adds up. And then plus he's in that high risk group with all of that, plus his age and his overweight, all adds up. So then he goes to the hospital, and Joe Biden and Kamala Harris are like, well, we're going to stop airing our ads. We're going to take the high road. We're going to stop airing our ads until Trump gets better. While Trump is in the hospital, him and his campaign are saying, fuck it, we're going to double down. We're going to put more ads out. We're going to be bashing you. Quit being pussies, Democrats. Like you let people just walk all over you. And that's why a lot of people like me, I don't like you because you want to take my guns away. All right. I don't like you because of that. And I don't like you because you're pussies. Like you are pushovers. Now, I'm not saying if we were invaded, you'd be like, oh, let's just wait and see. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying when it comes to politics, you guys are pushovers. You're pushovers in the Senate. You're pushovers in the House. I mean, who didn't see what Republicans were going to do at the Supreme Court? You guys should have did the same shit when Obama was president, and you should have fucking forced a judge through, even though you didn't control the Senate. There was ways around that, like they're doing now, and fucking you could have gotten that. But we're gonna keep it civil. Well, they blocked Obama from appointing all these federal court judges and Supreme Court judge, and now they're like, oh well, we won't do it in an election year. Bullshit. I mean, anyone with a brain knew they were lying, and then here we are. RBG dies, and fucking we're pushing a judge through, and they're like, how dare they do that? What are you guys going to do? Well, we'll figure it out. And it's like, this was common sense shit. You should have been preparing for this for fucking 4 or 6 years. Like, you should have been preparing for this because you knew that if she died with all her cancer, she had like 4 types of cancer she's fought off throughout her life. You knew if she died, they were gonna fucking fill that seat, no matter what. It doesn't matter if it's a day before the election. Democrats are pussies, and you're gonna, ooh, Trump's sick. Trump is sick at his own fault. He does not wear a mask. He's out holding rallies. All these Republicans are getting sick now with COVID because they're hanging out with Trump. They're at these big old conventions with no mask on. They're hugging each other. They're kissing each other. They're high fiving. They're spreading the virus like crazy. And there's this bitch on fucking Twitter, and I was watching Jimmy Fallon because I like to listen to these shows when I'm driving around. It's pretty funny. And I can't remember the girl's name, but she tweeted like, they must have infected Trump on purpose, and these Republicans, because why aren't Democrats getting coronavirus like the Republican caucus is? Like, these Republican delegates are all getting sick. Let's think about that for a second. Use our fucking brain. CDC says if you wear a mask, it can, prevent the COVID spread from you and to other people by like 80 something percent, whatever it is. They even said it's probably more effective than a vaccine would be. Democrats are wearing masks. Democrats are social distancing. Democrats are not holding big ass fucking rallies with people bunched up together, but Republicans are. That's why Republicans are getting sick, because they're not taking it seriously. They don't care because they are doing what Trump does. There was a dude that went, I can't remember if it was the attorney general or attorney general of the state or whatever. He came out with a Trump mask and was like, please wear these Trump masks if you go into a store. And they were like, boo. Trump caused that. If Trump would have fucking just told them, hey, man, this is serious in January. This is serious. We need to wear masks. We need to social distance. His base would be leading the charge. They wouldn't be booing about masks. They'd be making sure everybody wore a mask. They'd be fighting people. Oh, you're not wearing a fucking mask? Donald Trump says you need to wear a mask. But because Donald Trump went the other way, they're brainwashed to think the other way. How dare you tell me to wear a mask? So see how that works? But Joe Biden and them, while Trump's in the hospital, pushing out more ads now, more attack ads. Joe Biden and Kamala Harris are like, we're gonna stop. We're gonna stop our ads. We're gonna quit campaigning, and we're gonna wait for Trump to get better. The election is in like 30 days. All right, it's in fucking 30 days, 31 days, and you're gonna stop campaigning. You're gonna stop your ads because you feel bad that Trump didn't wear a mask and got fucking sick. You guys are the biggest fucking pussies. I can't even believe I have to vote for you. I really don't want to, but I have to. Trump has to go. Republicans got to go. They're out of control. Trump's talking about taking over the country. He literally said, if we don't count all the ballots, we won't need a peaceful transition of power. He won't even say like, yeah, I'll leave peacefully if I lose. His administration won't say it. What they're gonna do if he survives, which I hope he doesn't. I promise. I hope he doesn't. I swear to God, I hope he dies. He deserves it for all the lives he's ruined. What they're going to do is they're going to fight it and litigate it through the courts. If the Supreme Court counts all these ballots and say, you know what, Trump, you lost, they're going to bring it to the House, which is in the Constitution to do, and Republicans will win that war because the states that Biden would have to win the electorals, the 270 to become president, are controlled by Republican governors, and Republican delegates have the majority in those states. So they're gonna take it to the Supreme Court no matter what if Trump loses, and that's gonna be held up by the Supreme Court. Like, no, these ballots count. These are not fraud because there is no widespread voter fraud. That's false. I mean, you got AG Barr. AG Barr, by the way, was ruled by a federal judge this week that he is sending in investigations, reports, all sorts of stuff that are so partisan that he is not allowed to do it. Like, they're not going to count anything he sends the judges anymore, anything, until they are independently fact checked, because he's hired teams of these partisan Trump supporters, these partisan hacks, to go after Democrats and make up false charges and false investigations. And a judge ruled this week in federal court that they will no longer accept any applications for warrants or anything that AG Barr pushes through until it is independently fact-checked, because he keeps lying on federal paperwork, and it's so partisan, the judge is like, this is insane, this is unconstitutional. But they're going to take it to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court is going to rule with the Constitution, and they're going to push it and say, no, Trump lost. And then the Republicans are going to send it to the House and litigate it in the House, where they will then win, and Trump will win by default and steal the election. And during the next 4 years, since we have a rogue Department of Justice, the Republicans refuse to have a spine and stand up to Trump. They're going to change the Constitution. And if we don't take over the Senate, like with Democrats and the House, they will change the Constitution. If they win seats and get a majority vote where they don't need a single Democrat in either house, they will change the Constitution. And they will make it to where Trump can be president indefinitely. That is what's going to happen. I'm warning you now. They will do this, and if Trump loses, and then even like it doesn't go through the House, and they're like, you have to leave office, he won't leave. He's not going to leave, not peacefully. He's already told his white supremacist base to stand by. In 2025, he's not going to leave. If Don Jr. runs, which is the plan, is to keep Trump's family running for the next 30, 40 years and keep rigging elections in their favor to have an oligarchy dictatorship. That's the plan. The Trump base has already said, Donald Trump 2016, 2025, or 2024, Don Jr. 2024 to 2032, or would that be? Yeah, 32, and then Ivanka Trump, and then Eric Trump, and then by this time, Barron will be old enough to run, and then Barron Trump. That's literally what they're doing. They've said this. If you go to their rallies, watch videos, that's what the plan is. So be careful. I'm telling y'all, if Democrats don't win big this year, we're going to be in for this country is done. I don't think we're going to have a country longer than 20 years. That's a free America. It's going to be a right-wing, Republican-ran, hardcore Christian, Constitution-violating, Christian government because it's separation of church and state. It's going to be bad. I can see like slavery coming back. A lot of Republicans ran on making slavery legal again. We have QAnon people running for Congress that are xenophobic, conspiracy theorists, racist, bigots, like crazy QAnon people. And the Democrats are just letting them do it. They're just letting them do it. They could impeach Trump again right now just for what he said about not leaving peacefully and not counting the ballots. They don't want to do anything. They're like, well, we'll figure it out next year. And after the election, we'll start figuring it out. When are you going to figure it out? It's been 4 years of Trump and Republicans running rampant, and you've done nothing. You've done nothing. So you've passed a lot of bills to the Senate, but Mitch McConnell does nothing. He doesn't bring any bills to the floor. They don't do anything in the Senate anymore except for investigate fucking James Comey again. I just watched a 4-hour hearing on that. They're asking the same damn questions they asked him the past 2 fucking times for 4 years now. Like, Carter Page this, trying to discredit the entire investigation. It's like, dude, like, that's not what happened. I'm not going to answer that question. Like, you're fucking trying to set me up for shit that didn't happen. Even the IG said that there were some flaws in the FISA warrant, but the investigation started before that warrant and was completely justified, as there's almost 200 charges, 37 indictments, plus the 4 or 5 that have came since then through other investigations. This is bad. Democrats are laying down and letting Republicans just walk all over them. They're pussies, especially Biden. He is a big fucking pussy. And the debate with Kamala Harris is going to be a good one to watch, I hope. And I'm hoping that she has more of a spine and calls out Pence. I mean, she was a former prosecutor. So I'm hoping, she calls up pretty boy Pence, fucking fag boy, whatever you want to call him. Because I'm pretty sure he's secretly gay. But, no, like, they need to fight. There's nobody fighting against the Republicans. And the only Republicans that tried to fight, they all resigned or they fucking didn't run. I'm done. I'm not running for re-election because I'm not going to run as a Trump sycophant. This is scary shit. And we have no Republicans in Congress right now with a backbone to stand up against Trump. They will let him do any. If Trump said on live TV, I'm going to start fucking children, they would all, the entire base and all Republicans be like, yeah, fucking children. Fucking 10-year-olds. That's a good thing. They love to be fucked by presidents and senators. I mean, and Democrats are just laying down and letting them steamroll right over them. It's embarrassing. The world is laughing at us. They're laughing at us like Democrats do something to get this crazy people out of out of power. People are saying, I'm just not going to vote. I don't like Trump, like Bolton. I don't like Trump. I hope he loses, but I'm not going to vote for Biden either. I'm going to write in Ronald Reagan. So you're going to waste your vote. You don't want Trump to win, but you're not going to vote for the dude running against Trump. So you're voting for Trump. You're writing in a fucking Ronald. You might as well write in SpongeBob SquarePants. Like fucking, who are you voting for? SpongeBob SquarePants, because I don't want anyone to win. It's fucking dumb. This shit's scary. If you're not prepared for violence and death and to be able to shoot people, because it's going to happen. I see November 5th, 6th, like that week, I can see riots, violence from the right wing with guns and just left wing fucking stupid fucking rioters, Antifa just getting mowed down. And the Army and National Guard, the military, Marines, all of them have already said they're standing back. They're not gonna fucking go to war. They're not gonna protect the country. If Trump makes himself a dictatorship, they said, we're not getting into it. We're just going to stand back and let Congress do its thing. Well, we see how that's going. Joe Biden, Kamala, y'all need to grow some fucking balls. You need to grow some fucking nuts, quit tucking your tails between your legs, and you need to fucking fight for this country. You are pussies. All of you Democrats are pussies. Cory Booker, fucking all of you. Like, you guys do good in these Senate hearings, but then once you're out, you guys don't do anything. Like, you don't fight. Like, you don't fucking fight for anything. You don't call these people out. You don't make attack ads. I mean, I get ads for Cory Gardner every day because I live in Colorado while I'm watching Hulu, and it's like they're bashing Hickenlooper for his crimes he committed, which were real. You know, he was a fucking did all this shit. And John Hickenlooper's like, I'm a good guy and I gave people health care. And it's like, you know, you could be calling out Cory Gardner for being a Trump sycophant, for not fucking standing up for the Constitution, for voting to lock children in cages, you know, all sorts of shit. Democrats aren't doing shit. Like, what is it, Mississippi or Michigan? Biden doesn't even have any fucking ads going. Like, there's barely any ads going in Michigan. He needs that state. What are you doing? Like, I think they're working with Trump. They love it. It's a game. They're all playing a game. They're gonna let Trump win another fucking 4 years, or they're gonna let him just take the presidency and pretend like they're playing hardball. It's fucking stupid. And it is so embarrassing to watch. The world is laughing at us. I don't know what else to say. Like, Democrats, you need to grow some fucking nuts. Like, you need someone like me. I mean, I'm thinking, you know, I could run as a Democrat, but as a fucking conservative leaning Democrat, like fucking who would actually fight against Republicans and the Democrats. Like, no, y'all need to sit down. And that's the other thing too. You can't get your way 100%. Everybody knows this. When you have a family or anything, you don't ever get your way 100%. You can cry and whine all day. You're not going to get 100% of what you want. You have to negotiate. So Democrats want to ban guns. Republicans don't want to ban any guns. But everybody agrees there should be some sort of legislation to stop crazy people from getting their hands on guns. I got the solution. Mandatory safe laws. Mandatory background checks on all sales, private and fucking at gun shows and shit. You know, if you go to a gun shop, you have to fill out paperwork. There are still loopholes at gun shows. Colorado blocked that. You can't do private sales without going through a FFL dealer now. You know, but there should be mandatory safe laws. A lot of these guns on the street. That's the other thing though that pisses me off is it's not people like me going out shooting people. It's criminals. It's fucking criminals stealing guns or buying guns on the street who are committing these crimes. Or these psychopaths stealing guns from their parents because they know they're safe coding shit. Like, you should be able to leave, you know, 1 or 2 guns out while you're home. But if everyone leaves the house, by law, you should have to lock your fucking guns up in a safe. And you should have to have cameras, you know, around that safe so you can get pictures of, and those cameras should be linked to the police department. You know, these are really simple measures. Fucking mental health checks. We should do a simple mental health check, like, especially with right wingers, because they live in a completely different universe. Like, I mean, you could be like, do you think fucking Hillary Clinton eats children? Oh yeah, she's a fucking, yeah. Be like, okay, this dude's mentally ill. Like, that's fucked up. You know, like, that there's no proof of that. That's, you think people are eating children and babies and sucking baby blood. That's a mental illness. I don't want people like that owning guns, because those are the same people that if they're told, and they have done it, to go free children out of a pizza parlor, they're going to go shoot it up, and they've done that. You know, so you got to negotiate climate change. You can't just sit there, Republicans, and say that climate change doesn't exist. It's real. It's happening. It's in our faces. Half this country is on fire. every single day, or it was for a while, we couldn't even see the foothills. Like we could look outside our house and see the foothills almost every day, and then all of a sudden this year, just smoke. The air quality's been horrible. I walk up a flight of stairs and I'm like, I'm fucking dying. Like fucking, I mean, it's ridiculous. And fucking Democrats, you have to negotiate as well. You can't get everything you want. You're not going to get 100%, Green New Deal. You're not gonna get that until you take over the entire Congress, which is not going to be for 20 to 30 years until all the baby boomers die off. Once all these baby boomers die off and these people that are like 55, 60 and above, like especially from the southern states and shit, you're not going to hold all the power to do all the things you want to do. But once those people die off, the majority of the population growing up for the past 30, 40 years are very liberal progressive people for the most part. There's people that are conservative, but most people agree in equal rights and fucking common sense gun laws and shit. But I don't believe in any bans, and that's the thing, is like, don't come after my guns. Don't We're going to ban your guns, because all you're going to do, you want to defund the police. All right, so you're going to make police officers quit their jobs. If they're not getting paid, they should get paid more. You should fund them more for more training. We also need mental health experts that are with police, so when they come to someone who has mental disability, they're not just fucking, oh shit, shoot them up. And fucking we need fucking we need help with that. We need mental health checks. I fucking lost my train of thought. This is just ridiculous. Like, until that happens, which I'm thinking 2035 at the earliest, 2040, these fucking old white people are still in control. And plus, we have young people that just don't vote. They just don't care. They don't think their vote counts. They don't give a fuck. I voted since I was 18, besides in 2012 when my vote was purged in Texas because I voted for Obama in 2008. And Texas saw that, so Republicans literally, I have my voter registration card in my closet. It's in a box. I'll have to pull it out and show you guys one day, but it shows that I've registered because I remember that election, and I was going to vote for Ron Paul because I liked what he was saying, and I really didn't, at the time, pay attention to what Obama did, but I was like, Ron Paul wants to decriminalize all drugs. I agree with that. That's something we should do. We should stop the drug war. It's a waste of money. And fucking, I was going to vote for him. I went to go vote, and they're like, sorry, sir, you're not on the voter poll, like the roll. They're like, what? Your voter registration card isn't valid. I'm like, dude, I'm holding it right here. I just registered like 2 months ago. They purged my vote because I voted for Obama. That's a fact. That happened. They do that. And fucking, it's this country is going to shit. It's not good. I think we're going to be in a civil war here. I'm not going to fight in no fucking civil war because, I used to think like, oh, I'll fight and protect this country from a civil war. No, I'm not going to risk my life for these retards. I'm not going to risk my life fighting for left-wing retards who want to defund police and at the same time want to take my guns away. Nobody's going to want to become a cop if you're going to, every single thing they do, they're going to get in trouble for. It is okay to shoot people when they pull out guns on you. It is okay if you're a cop and a fucking dude pulls a gun out on you and you tell them to put their hands up and they fucking start aiming a gun. What are we going to do? Just let the cops die and be like, well, the criminal had a right to live? Like, nobody's going to want to be a cop anymore. Fucking, that's stupid. That's the dumbest shit. Like, oh, the dude's charging him at a knife. Well, you should have used non-lethal. I've seen people get hit with the taser and keep running. My buddy's been hit with a taser when we were partying. The cops came and we were running away. He got hit in the back with a taser and fucking kept running. They don't work. They're fucking, to me, highly ineffective. And it's just insane that it doesn't make sense to me. Like, let's defund the police and make it to the point where police aren't allowed to do anything without getting sued and going to prison, even shooting people who are shooting at them without getting sued and going to prison. So we're not going to have police. And then you're going to take away my guns and the guns of every single other legal gun owner. What is going to happen then? Look at Mexico. Look what they did. They took the guns away. Look what happened. It's really hard to get a legal gun in Mexico, and look who runs the country, the fucking cartels. That's what's going to happen here. The day the Mexican fucking cartels hear that all the citizens had their guns rounded up and that there's barely any police left and they're not getting paid enough to do their job and they don't care, they're just going to start coming across the border and with their armies. They have fucking armies. They have hundreds of thousands of men in fucking tanks and fucking armored vehicles and military equipment. Like, no shit, helicopter, all sorts of shit. They're going to come in, they're going to take over the country. Like, you Democrats are fucking retarded. You're moronic. You need Republicans. Republicans are the muscle of this country. They are the fucking blood, sweat, and tear muscles who are going to be fighting to protect you. And then the Democrats are to make policies to help everybody. That's what it seems like to me. Because Republicans don't give a fuck about anyone. I mean, we got tens of millions of people because of Trump's fucking COVID-19 response getting eviction notices, and tens of thousands of people have become homeless now. They've been kicked out of their homes because Republicans refuse to bail out the people. But we're going to give another fucking 30 billion to the airlines again. Well, nobody's going to fly when we still got a pandemic going on. That's a waste of money. We already give 6 trillion this year to fucking corporations and shit. And then the stock market's doing great. Well, no shit, because you gave them free money to pump into the. What do you think they're going to do with it? They're going to pump up their stocks. Oh, I own 10 million shares and I just got $1 trillion for my company. I'm going to buy all these shares. You're going to pump up your price. It's a pump and dump. And then the Dow's down today. It's a crash. No, it's not. They're selling. They're selling off, and then they're liquidating people, and then they're buying their shit back. And we do it in crypto all the time. We do it in crypto all the time. You fucking pump it up, then the people start buying at the top, and then we rip them off, and we fucking sell and collapse the price. And those people who bought get fucked, or the people that were shorting and fucking down here, and we fucking pump it up, they get fucked. So then you're fucked. You get liquidated, and then the price drops back down, and everybody's freaking out. And as they're freaking out, you and all your CEO buddies are like, "You ready to pump in another $1 trillion? Let's do it." And then the price goes back up. Oh, record highs. Oh my God, the economy is booming. That's not the economy. The economy is you and me spending money at the grocery store. You and me going to a movie. You and me going to a ball game. You and me buying a new car. Fucking developing a product and fucking selling it to someone, and they're buying it for me. That's the economy, not the stock market. And fucking Americans are fucking stupid. That's like, I don't understand. Like, I don't know if it's people are too busy to, but see, here's the other thing. You're not. I'm too busy to pay attention. But you're all on TikTok all day. You're all on YouTube all day. I mean, I'm on my phone all the time, and my girlfriend thinks I'm like texting other girls and doing all this shit. I'm researching shit almost 24/7 when I'm on my phone. I watch YouTube videos in the news, but if you don't hear a video playing, even when a video's playing, I'm reading shit too, but I'm mostly researching shit on how to start my businesses, how to cheat the tax system, how to fucking get free grant money and shit. Like fucking I do research all the time I want to learn about this, and I'll just start reading and I'll educate myself on something I know I'll never do, but then I know I can have a conversation with someone about it. And if I ever wanted to pursue that, I could kick it up a notch. You have time for an hour tonight. You can come home from work and for 1 hour catch up on the news and fact check shit to pay attention to your country and your politics. You have time to register to vote. You have time to go vote, especially in states like Colorado where they send you a ballot to your fucking house and you can fill it out. You can research the people a month ahead of time. Like, we'll be getting our ballots here the next week because tomorrow they start sending them out. It's a month before the election. And it'll show everybody on there. They already sent me a fucking ballot paper thing showing what every single bill that's proposed in Colorado this year. So I've already went through that. There's a tobacco tax hike in the gambling cities. There's a fucking bill to propose a no limit bet where the casinos can make their own limit, because it used to be $5, now it's $100, and they want to make it to where they like Vegas, which brings in more money, more revenue. They want to make it where people can put $100,000 on a bet. You can't do that right now. You can walk in with $100,000 and it's $100 bet. And if you're playing craps, you can put $100 on everything, but you're going to lose money like that. But people want to play, 6 and 8 with $10,000 on 6 and 8. You can't do that here, unless you bring in a bunch of people, 100 people, and everybody puts 100 on that. But they don't even let you do that now because of COVID-19. So you gotta educate yourself. I don't understand why Americans want to be dumb. Like, it boggles my mind. I'm not the smartest person by any fucking means. God no. Like, to the people like I know and shit, I'm pretty fucking smart. And then I go and hang out with people like my mom knows, and like her fucking boyfriend's a rocket scientist, and I'm like, I feel like a dumbass. but I can still hold a conversation with them, an educated conversation. I might have bad vocabulary and say things wrong, or misinterpret words that I don't know, and then I look them up and learn those later. But I can sit down and have a conversation with a rocket scientist. That's happened. I've done it. Like, I don't know, Americans, y'all need to get your shit together. Biden, you're a pussy. Trump, you're gonna die.